of doubt and fear, the tears of frustration, the determination to write the story, sleepless nights when it isn't happening, to lay everything else aside even though those other things are really important in his life, to keep writing when the story's just flowing. The sacrifices he makes of spending time with his wife, his kids, missing birthdays, anniversaries, school events. And you say, well, why would he do that? Because he has a story to tell. You see, I know, because I get to live that adventure with him. I've been there through those sleepless nights. Granted, I didn't get to sleep either. I've been there, cried quite a few tears with him. Also shared the joys, the successes, the fun of standing up here, spending a few minutes with you guys. But I can tell you this, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that Ted is just like you and me. He's an empty vessel that's allowed himself to be poured out on the pages of the stories that you guys enjoy so much. From the barefoot jungle boy, to the heartthrob on a motorcycle, to the gorgeous man who waited at the end of that church aisle for me, to the artist who's taken me on this totally whacked out, incredible journey of writing. He has become my ultimate love story. He's my great romance. And so, before I cry, without further ado, I would like to give you the storyteller himself, my hero, my best friend, the guy that rocks my world, most of the time. To be honest, not all the time. But I would like to give him to you, raw and unplugged, my husband, Ted Dekker.
Well, I remember I did this last year, and it was actually ended up being kind of fun, but I never quite know what to do. What does it mean to be raw and unplugged? I mean, I'm kind of plugged up, actually. But I actually don't go on the road a lot. And the one time a year where, it's a real pleasure for me to actually engage with readers of my stories is at the gathering. I apologize that, we have a larger group this year, so we're not quite as intimate. But this actually feels like a very intimate gathering to me, and we've kind of made it feel very, atmospheric. Do you guys like what they've done? Yeah. I mean, the water over there was my idea. I insisted on that. I said, we've got to be at least got to pretend like we're in the lake part of this. And I think it's really, really cool. I mean, it's amazing how much work has really gone into this. And of course, it would be absolutely nothing without you guys. You guys are really the only thing that makes this happen. I mean, of course I write the stories, but, I've come to realize that these last 12 months something unique. And that storytelling, novels in particular, is a co-creative process. Okay, it takes two people for a story to happen. One person like myself to write the framework, yeah? Words on a page. But someone else to then read those words, that framework, and flesh it out and make it really come to life. Without you, there's no story. Now that's different from film. Film, yeah? You see an entire vision, someone else's vision. You hear, see, everything. There's no room for additional imagination. When a car comes skidding across the road in a movie, you see exactly how it happens. When I write the car skidded across the road, you make it skid across the road. See, it's a co-creative process, which actually means you guys are more intelligent than the average bloke. Or gal, excuse me. Seriously, readers are typically more creative themselves. They actually engage story and create story as they're reading. Make sense? So it's a symbiotic relationship. That's why you guys are so special to me. I'm not here to perform, although I tried a minute ago. The whole...
Yeah! Yeah!
We call that Ted Dekker's schizophrenic meltdown. And it actually was kind of pretty accurate. You know, but I'm not really about performance. You know, it's nice to be able to share myself with you every once in a while outside of the writing itself. But primarily what I am is a storyteller. And I'm delighted to be a storyteller. Now, movies are great, and we'll keep doing movies, but the stories written on the page cannot be replaced by, you know, celluloid. They just can't. Because it would take you out of the equation. You then become simply a spectator. And right now you are not a spectator, you are a creator, and you are the finisher of the story. So I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause. Seriously. And the fact that you're here puts you seriously in a whole different league in itself. Story is very, very important to you, obviously, or you would not be here today. Something has touched your spirit, and your spirit has reached out and joined with mine and with these stories. And more importantly, with the spirit behind these stories, which is God's spirit. That is why you've been moved. Whether it's When Heaven Weeps, whether it's Skin, whether it's Bone Man's Daughters, whether it's the Circle Trilogy, whatever the story is that has moved you in such a unique way to bring you here, yeah, you've been part of that process. So I'm very thankful for that. Now, the whole Raw and Unplugged thing. You know, I will answer any question today. You know, you can try to undress me on stage. Not really. So to speak. And I'll give you what I can of what my part of this process really is, what goes into my part of this co-creative journey that we're on. And by the way, we're just getting started. I mean, how many of you were at the gathering last year? Yeah! Keep your hands up. Wow, a lot of newbies. Okay, I gotta do this. How many from Tennessee that's not with a publisher or just here? How many from Tennessee? Okay. A few. How many from within the states surrounding Tennessee? Raise your hands. Okay. Another few. How many from the the northeast of the United States, and you know that whole group up there? Okay. How many from the Midwest? Yeah. A lot from the Midwest. Huh? How many from east of the Mason-Dixon line? I don't even know where that is, so let's not go there. I've just heard it somewhere. Sounds like something I would write. You can sound pretty intelligent if you want to. Yeah. You don't have to connect the dots. They get to connect the dots. Yeah. Good. How many east of the Mississippi? We'll go there. I mean west of Mississippi. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the furthest. How many from California? Whoa. Long way. How many from, any from Canada? Okay, from Canada. Cool, there's a group there. I'm Canadian. Eh? Eh? How many from another distant land I have not yet brought up? Okay, right there. Where from? Indonesia. Indonesia? Do I know you? Not yet, okay. Indonesia, okay, huh.